Hello everyone, how are we doing today? Today we are going to be doing a side-by-side comparison and a semi-review of the new PS3 Slim versus the old fatty PS3. Really no significant difference between the two systems, aside from the actual physical aspects of both. As you can tell, on the left side we do have the old fat PS3, which is going to have the piano black glossy finish to it, also known as the huge fingerprint magnet finish to the system. And then on the right we have the new matte plastic finish to the actual PS3 Slim. Only place where you can really get too many fingerprints on the PS3 Slim is on the sides, and also right here where you have the eject and the power on, power off buttons. But those are really the only physical aspects difference. And then also, obviously, you have the thickness and size difference between the two. PS3 Slim obviously going to be a little bit smaller and slimmer than the old fatty PS3. So, as you can see, there's the side-by-side comparison of both. The PS3 Slim is on the right, and as you can see, not only is it going to be slimmer in that sense, but it's also going to be much shorter. It's got about an inch or about a half an inch off of the classic fat PS3, which is definitely a nice feature. And I also want to add that the PS3 Slim is going to be significantly lighter than the PS3 Fat. It's going to be about half the weight of the PS3 Fat, and I know that's not really a huge concern for most people who just leave their systems around, but if there are those people who like to switch it from room to room, from TV to TV, it can be kind of a concern having the different weight issues for the PS3. Also, on the fat, old classic PS3, you had a couple different things here that you don't have on the new PS3 Slim. One, the flap where you'll have 3 different memory card slots to transfer and save data to your system. Also, right here, as you guys can see, where you eject and power on and power off your system, this used to be a classic touch sensitivity pad. We'll zoom in on that. There you go. The eject button is a touch sensitivity, same with the power on, power off. And then over here for the new PS3 Slim, you actually have physical components and physical buttons that you need to push now for the system. Not a huge deal. I know that it was kind of cool to have the touch sensitivity on the old fat PS3 system, but really if they're going to be changing it and making it physical buttons, it's not that big of a deal. Shouldn't be a concern to you. Also, on the old fat PS3, there were 4 USB ports. As you can see right there, 4 USB ports for your system. And then on the PS3 Slim, there are now only going to be 2 USB ports. I know that on the newer versions of the old fat PS3, there were only 2 USB ports on the 80 gig model, but for this specific one, this is an old version, which is kind of confusing. This is one of the original PlayStation 3s though, and this has 4 USB ports. We'll turn the systems around, and we will show you the different ports and really the only difference on the backing of the systems. So as you see right here, these are all the different ports and outputs that you can put for your system. The standard HDMI out, the LAN for connecting different systems, the digital output for optical settings, and the standard AV multi-put out for the standard cable that comes with. Here's where we're going to put in our power cord, and then a physical on-off switch, and that's the actual difference for the backing of the two systems. As you can see right here on the PS3 Slim, you have all the same ports. This is going to be for LAN, HDMI, optical output, and the AV multi-output. And then here's where we're going to put in our AC adapter for power, but there's no physical switch to actually turn the system on and off. So when you plug it in, it's going to be on. Aside from that, PS3 Slim obviously has smaller components inside of it. It uses a significantly amount of less power than the PS3 Fat. I believe this is going to run you at about 34–35% less power than the PS3 Fat, which, if you're an adult and you actually notice that you have an electric bill and stuff like that, it will be a huge difference for you. If you're a kid, well, do it for your parents. Why not? But anyway, this is going to use a significantly less amount of power than the actual PS3. So, over here, just a little bit of a side note. As you can see, the PlayStation logo is going to be in the classic colors, and then on the new PS3 Slim, it's just going to be in a standard white. So that's pretty much all that I have for you guys. Remember, the new PlayStation 3 does have a $100 price drop, so the PS3 Slim is going to run you at about $299, and the old PS3 Fat, for the people that are actually getting these at discontinued prices, it's going to also run you at $299. So if you are going into a store and they tell you to buy the PS3 Fat, don't. Do your best to avoid it. They're just going to be ripping you off. They are the exact same system. But other than that, the PlayStation is probably going to be the top competitor, I would say now, in the whole next-gen console game run. I know that a lot of people in the comments are going to say, no, Xbox 360 is still on top. Well, personally, I disagree with you. Both systems are not going to run at the same price of $300, and seeing how the PlayStation 3 has one of the most amazing Blu-ray players, complete internet and communication with friends, and free online play, I think that a lot of people are going to cough up the extra $300 to actually go out and get one of these babies. So that's pretty much my entire thoughts on the PlayStation 3 and the new PS3 Slim. Hopefully a lot of you guys agree with me out there. Leave your comments in the messages below saying if you want the PS3, if you have a PS3, got an Xbox, really just anything you can really want us to comment on. So that's all I have for you guys in this review. Hopefully you enjoyed this whole comparison between the old PS3 Fat and the new PS3 Slim. That's all I have for you guys. Have a good day. I will talk to you later.